Hello everyone. I want to talk about the polar bear. I didn't like his belly, so I hacked it off. It's not going to fit in with my plans. So I can see I got to do a little bit more hacking in a few spots to get it exactly the way I want. I'm going to fix that up tomorrow and make that exactly what I want. There's the discarded belly piece. Okay? Been hacking off part of the fur on his arms too, because that's not going to fit in with what I'm trying to do, and I got to do a better job with that. I'm hacking it off with this little Dremel thing. Okay? And a diamond encrusted cutting wheel. Gave him a reverse raccoon look. See if some of you can figure out what that's about. But anyhow, just want to give you an update on the polar bear and what I'm doing with him. I will be back later. That's spooky enough. I have a bear with red glowing eyes. I think that looks good. No light leak that I can see. Oh, I found some light leak. Darn it, I thought I got all that light leak taken care of. Shoot. Hello everyone. Give you an update on Mr. Bear. Okay? First off, yeah, kind of build a rib cage for him. Remember, this is in the afterlife category. You can see a hole there where I cut a hole in him, and I stuck in a bone. And I'm working on the rib cage right now. The top half looks kind of bad because I'm just going to smooth that over. Part of this is going to show through though. Part of the rib cage here is going to show through. And probably that won't. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I might have to put some styrene strips across there. Give some support for my putty work. Okay, there's that. Got an arm on the clamps. Reason being, cut a hole, made a bone. Okay? So you'll be able to see a bone in that arm. As for the head, we have his face. I need to do some work on that. In the back, yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is an LED. Okay? He's going to have some bright red eyes. I'm not going to plug them in right now. I've already tested them. They work. I've got the light box done pretty good. I got to mask off his eyes before I do any painting, but there we go. I'm debating on what to do with his ears because I don't like the ears on the model. I might want to cut them off and move them. I haven't decided yet. We will see. I'll think about that in the next day or two. But anyhow, just wanted to show you guys where I'm at with the model. My little Dremel over here has been getting a lot of use on this thing. Just been carving away on him. Not putting a bone in this arm. Okay? I'm about to put the head together. Yeah, before I put the head together, I got to put some putty work on the face. So, that's where I stand on polar bear. Back later. Folks, quick update on Mr. Bear. Got his head glued together. Got the mouth detailed out. Let me pull this clamp off there. Okay, it didn't seal up 100% correctly. I'll do another clamping on him at the top, but that's neither here nor there. Seam lines aren't going to be an issue, and you'll see why in a little while. Gonna zoom in a bit so you can see what's up. The mouth was horrible. Absolutely horrible. This jaw had probably a 1/4 inch gap around it. That Aves is incredible stuff for that. The mouth was completely hollow behind so it could have the opening and closing jaw feature. I detailed the crap out of the inside of that mouth. You can kind of see it when I bring in the camera there. You can see what I did under his chin too. You can see where the Aves is. Okay? So I have completely rebuilt that mouth. There's wires going out of the bottom of the head because, again, he does have an LED in his head. Alright, so that's what I've done with Mr. Bear's head. Now, let's talk about Mr. Bear's body. A little bit ago, I showed you I put some bones in there. Well, I did more. I gave him some intestines. So, he's got some intestines under them there ribs. Up here, this is going to be covered over, so I don't really care what it looks like. But we're going to see part of a rib and some intestines running around down here. Alright, so you can start to see why I'm calling this the afterlife. Because Mr. Bear is going to have red glowing eyes, and his guts are hanging out, and bones are holding out in places. Some of you probably can already get the idea where I'm going with this, but you won't get the idea until the end. There's a huge surprise at the end. Anyhow, quick update on what's going on with Mr. Bear. Well, got the major assembly work done. Now I have to completely reskin the bear. Want to show you something though. Sure you can see it? Let's do a zoom. Yeah, you can. Got little red glowy eyes. I'm amazed this camera's picking this up this well in this low of light too. But anyhow, thought you'd like to see the red glowy eyes. And the part I like, his intestines came out really nice. So, time to skin a bear. Laters. Alright folks, time to talk about Mr. Polar Bear. I started skinning my bear, giving him real skin. I don't want him to have fur, so I'm getting rid of that fur texture. Fur texture is going to come in nice because I'm doing this sort of thing right here, where I'm peeling the skin back, and the fur texture underneath is going to give it some muscle look to it. Okay? You can see it real good right there on the back. And on the side, right there. And there's the intestines, which I think came out really well. I need to smooth this out a little bit more. Some sanding will get most of that taken care of and smoothed out. There's a spot on the neck. Right there, I left it bare. I want to do a good strip over here. And I really couldn't do anything in the chest since I cut off that big chest piece. So I couldn't do anything there. But I don't want to do too much of that because I don't want him to be too worn out. Okay? Some of you probably already figured out this is going to be a zombie bear. Alright? Some of you probably figured that out already. Red glowing eyes. You can see the bones sticking out on the sides, the intestines. He's definitely not among the living. Okay? So we got a zombie bear going. Got to put more Aves on him to skin him up some more. This isn't fully cured yet. It's still a little tacky. But it's getting there. It was a lot of fun doing this Aves stuff. And I got a few spots I need to touch up and fix. I'll hit that next time I do an Aves coat. This chest needs to be built up a little bit more. It's still not rounded off enough for me. But you know, it was fun doing the Aves stuff. I'm really getting to like this stuff. Oh, and I left part of his cheek exposed right there. I'm going to leave his paws. I need to bring the Aves up closer to his paws, and I got to do something about that seam line right there and there. So I need to take out a couple of seam lines yet, but for the most part, this is going very well. I might do the Aves tonight. I might save it for tomorrow. That's about 20-30 minutes worth of work to get him finished with the Aves. Once that's done, I've got to mask the eyes and primer coat him. That's right. So he's about ready for primer. He'll be primered by the end of the week. Probably painted up pretty well by the end of the week, being honest with everyone. We'll see. Anyhow, there's a bear update. Hope you enjoyed. Everyone, I want to show you how I'm skinning up Mr. Bear. Got some Aves here and a tub of water. And you got to keep your hands wet when you're doing this. If you don't keep your hands wet, you're going to have trouble. And I keep a rag in my lap so I don't get Aves water all over everything. And I tear off a piece of Aves and I work it down to where it's about as thin as I want it. I grab Mr. Bear and I just start pressing it on. Now, if your hands are dry and the Aves is dry, it's going to leave fingerprints on everything and seam marks. You can see a very good seam running right there. But if I get my hands wet, start bringing some water in here and smoothing it, all that goes away. And I can actually get that seam line to feather out if I work it hard enough. And this is how I have been skinning Mr. Bear. Okay? I'm not too worried about that seam line because I can come back and hit that with sandpaper too to get rid of it. That's how I've been skinning the bear. I'll be back when I'm done with the skin job to show you a couple of effects I've been creating. Okay? Me and my polar bear buddy. We have to save the bears. Start that over. Hello everyone. Me and Mr. Polar Bear. We're going to discuss zombification. It's just been one of those days. I have to snuggle with the bear. It's the bear.